guys, I'm here with a happy mail and I'm really not with the happy mail, but I'm really frustrated because I've already done this video and it's been sat upstairs on the computer waiting to be edited for a good few weeks now, and I came to edit it last night to do it and I can't find it. It appears I have accidentally deleted it, so I have to do it again. So there's no packaging or anything to open, but this is from the lovely Lucy, who I got to know through taking part in Susan Taylor Brown's lives on YouTube every Wednesday. But yeah, so Lucy popped on one day and, you know, we got chatting over a period of a few weeks. Not just myself, but everybody who was there in the chat during Susan's live. We got chatting and everything, and then over a course of time, obviously Susan's lives are mainly about different types of materials and all that sort of thing, natural things, nature, neutrals, green, all that sort of thing. And yeah, the subject of Rachel's new Journal of Stitchery came up. Rachel at Roxy Creations, all the links and everything will be below. But yeah, so the subject of the new Journal of Stitchery that Rachel and her sister Sarah are doing popped up, and Lucy was asking, is anybody taking part? I said, well, I'd like to, but I don't think I'm going to have time to do it as a challenge, like to keep up with the challenge, but I might just have a go with it anyway, do it in my own time as just like a little side project sort of thing. Then she was talking about old blankets and things like that and asked if anybody else was in the UK. So I'm like, well, yeah, I am. I'm here too. And then she asked, would I mind if she sent me something? And I'm like, well, yeah, that would be fantastic. Thank you. I'd greatly appreciate it. So then we conversed in a separate message between ourselves. I gave her my address and everything, and then she did confess that she would be sending me some stuff, but it might take a while because it's buried in boxes and things that she couldn't remember where they were, or you know, at the time. And I'm like, yeah, there's no rush. It's a happy mail, you know. Don't fret it. Don't worry. And then not long after, this turned up, and I was like, oh, maybe she found them then. It was quite funny when it did turn up, because at the time that the postman came with it, I was actively poorly with COVID, so I couldn't open the door to him. I had to hang my head out of the living room window and tell him, can you please leave it on the doorstep and I'll come and get it. Didn't need signing for it or anything, but it was just too big to go in the letterbox. But yeah, so I was quite surprised when it turned up, not long after Lucy saying it's going to be a while. And then, of course, I opened it. Well, I didn't open it straight away. I put it away to open on camera, which I did, and then, you know, accidentally deleted the video, but I did, and everything was great. But yeah, if I'd have opened it sooner, there was a beautiful Christmas card in there. But yeah, so, and then this beautiful material was there inside, so what a lovely surprise. Yeah, so beautiful Christmas card, and there's nothing too personal in it. So it was dated the 1st of December as well. So it says, hi Minxie, I'm afraid my old blankets from the charity shops are buried in and under masses of storage boxes. However, I came across these bits of woolen blankets. They came new from the local mill in Whitney, now closed. I bought these about 20 years ago, so they are, now that either says nearly or really. I think it says nearly. I ain't got my glasses on. So they are nearly vintage. Yeah, I think someone told me before somewhere between 15 to 20 years is classed as vintage these days, but you know. Excuse me. And then she's put, are you going to try Rachel's challenge? Roxy Creations in brackets. And then I too had COVID about a month ago. Sounds as if you've had more symptoms than me. I hope you feel better soon. Best wishes, Lucy. Oh, thank you so much, Lucy. Yeah, I was poorly, but I wasn't. It was strange. It was, for me, just like having a really very bad case of flu. I wasn't sickly with it or anything like that, thank goodness. But yeah, but it lingers, and it's been 9 weeks now. No, it's been 8 weeks for me. No, yeah, 9 weeks now. We're on Monday today, so 9 weeks today since I actually started with it. The actual full-blown symptoms, my temperature spiking and all that lot, and yeah, it is, like, the COVID itself isn't lingering, but the cough is still lingering. I am still very fatigued a lot of the time and that sort of thing, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, but it wasn't that bad. But also, I'm double vaccinated, so, and I'm due to go for my booster. They sent me for my booster. They sent a letter for me to go for my booster 3 days after I tested positive. Happy day. Yeah, great stuff. But then I had to wait 28 days because I'd tested positive. So, yeah, I will go and get my booster soon. Hopefully, ward it off a bit longer. But yeah, oh wow, this is absolutely beautiful, Lucy. It really is. I love them. They feel amazing. This is like the soft and fluffiest, like, material. Well, she said they're old blankets, like came from old blankets, but oh, honestly, so soft and fluffy. Yeah, so much that I kind of don't want to play with it too much in case I get it dirty. But what I had thought of doing with this is, I mean, Lucy asked in the Christmas card if I was taking part in Rachel's Journal of Stitchery. And as I said, I probably will do it, but in my own time and not as part of a challenge. You know, so no time constraints or anything like that. I will just do it in my own time. But I was thinking of actually using these to do it on. But yeah, so if I make that almost square, set that off, and then fold it in half, I've got a page there that I can do it. Because I'm thinking do it maybe small scale, because the way that Rachel and everybody else is doing it, they're doing it on fairly big pieces of paper, probably about A5 size, not paper, they're doing it on material. But they're doing it, you know, on bigger pieces, and I wouldn't say it's daunting, but to think of doing one that size kind of puts me off a little bit, because I've never really done anything like that before, but I would like to have a do with it, yeah. So I'm thinking, Lucy, I'm going to use your lovely pieces that you sent me to do that. So there's 2 beautiful fluffy white ones, that, well, creamy coloured ones there. Then we get this red one, which is, oh, it's still the same. It's kind of fluffy, but it's also feels a little bit prickly, but still cool. So I'm thinking if I cut that in half there and then fold it in half, cut it in half there, and then, no, cut it in half there. Yeah, and then fold it in half. I'd have a nice little squarish piece to do. If you've watched the video, maybe a little bit confusing to some. If you've watched the video, a little bit like I was thinking with the new tags not challenge, but the new tag the new version of the tag. Start again. The new version of the 52 tags handmade. I'm not going to call it a challenge because I'm not doing it as a challenge. I'm just doing it in my own time. But a little bit how I thought about doing that, where obviously I've done the tags. These are my new tags now. Instead of doing it on paper, this is the tag. I sew all the prettiness on there, and then the back of the sewing stitching will be there, and then the next one I do all the pretty sewing on this side, so the back of it's in there, and then so that's back to back, and then we fold it over and I sew around it on the sewing machine, and that then becomes one page. You know, like it won't open up here it won't open up there, so you're never going to see the inside, so you're never going to see the back of it. You're only going to see the pretty on that side and the pretty on that side. These I'm going to make into a ring bound journal, so I'm going to put rings in there. So this I'm possibly thinking along the same lines. I know Rachel and Sarah, I believe, have done like a accordion style binding for theirs, but I'm thinking more doing it along them lines, and maybe again with the rings. So I could get 2, 4, 4, let me think, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could get 8 out of those, like pages, if you will, and this is because it's a bit thicker, so that'll be better for the Rachel project. So what did I say? 8, and then again with this, if I fold that in half, then in half again, there, so I've got 9, 10, 11 and 12. So yeah, it's in, I know how it looks in my head. I don't know if it's making sense to you guys. Maybe go and watch the video about the tags for me to, hopefully, for it to make sense to you. But yeah, but this is, oh, honestly, it's absolutely gorgeous stuff. And we'll get to this pink one. This is also cool and fluffy as well. But I love the colours. Oh, just awesome. Really, really awesome. Yeah, I don't want to cut into it or anything just yet. But I think that's what I will do. So yeah, I can potentially get 12 pages out of these 4 pieces of material, blankets. So yeah, Lucy, to answer your question, I'm probably will do the Rachel Sarah Roxy Creations Journal of Stitchery thing, but I won't be doing it as a challenge to keep up with, you know, to make sure I've got it done in time with everybody else. I'll just dib in, dib out of it whenever I want to, as I'm going to do with my revamped version of the 52 tags handmade challenge. Not challenge, stop saying challenge. Yeah. So, yeah. But honestly, Lucy, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love it. And thank you so very much. Oh, honestly, can't get over it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I love any happy mails and things like that, you know, but, oh, yeah, I love it. It's super cool. What a way to encourage and inspire somebody to do something that they weren't sure about in the first place. Fabulous. Yeah, but anyway, so I'm going to love you and leave you guys, because I'm pretty much running out of things to say apart from thank you and awesome. That is so fluffy. But yeah, so thank you again so much, Lucy. And yeah, take care everybody, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!